Hello to the world and to the kingdom citizens. I greet you in the precious holy name of Yeshua Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, who said in his word, John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Hi, I'm Dr. John Curry, Ambassador, Pan-African, and welcome to the Embassy of the Kingdom of Heaven on Earth. If you want to follow this podcast, please subscribe to JC Global Embassy TV 1. Ring the bell and hit the thumbs up button. Today's message is entitled, Russia's Putin Releasing Black Jesus from the Vaults for Over 2,000 Years. The overlay for the underplay. The overlay for the underplay. While out and about, I ran into a young lady that was so happy that Putin is now releasing Black Jesus. She was very excited about it. And I just kind of looked at her and marveled at the fact that she didn't already know that our Messiah has been black from the time of antiquity. From the time that he was born in a manger. He was born on the continent of Africa. And I was like, how you don't know that? And the reason why she didn't know that is because many of us as black folks are still indoctrinated to believe that everything good is white. At the Council of Laodicea, it was designed to push forth a white Jesus, the opiate for the masses, in order for all other groups to accept Yeshua Messiah as being white. In order for the Caucasian, the Caucasoid, the European to worship him themselves. They couldn't find it within themselves to worship a black Messiah, so they chose to make him white. And as a result of that, this is what they've been pushing for the last 2,000 years. But I want you to hear what Putin said about Africa and this message that he's sending around the world pertaining to the Black Messiah or Black Yeshua Messiah. He did not say that Jesus was black. He couldn't get himself the courage to say that, but he showed pictures and painting of Black Jesus. And what he said in 2019, here's what Putin said, the president of Russia said in 2019. He said this. He said, when the Africans become rich, his bank account are in Switzerland. He travels to France for medical treatment. He invests in Germany. He buys from Dubai. He consumes Chinese. He prays in Rome or Mecca. His children study in Europe. He travels to Canada, the United States, Europe for tourism. He continued to go on as he continued to insult the continent of Africa. He continued to go on and he said, if he dies, he will be buried in his native country, Africa. Africa is just a cemetery for the Africans. How can a cemetery be developed? Putin asked. So, when we see what Putin is doing, if you have eyes to see, you can see. Putin has released the icon photo or painting of Black Jesus. My question is, why? And why now? I believe it was reported that the Vatican is very angry because they wanted to come out with the Black Jesus first. You know, the Pope already have Black Madonna and baby Black Jesus in his closet area where he goes to pray. And he prays to a Black Jesus and been doing it for decades. So why now? The Vatican wanted to be first to do it, but why now? Why is it so that when white men tell black folks about our history, we believe it? When white men tell black folks about our history, about Black Jesus, some of us black folks get so happy we start basically acting like we're slaves on the plantation, jumping up and down and said, the master have told us some good news. When black historians have been telling this for centuries, they have been telling us who we were for centuries, who we are for centuries, but we would not, as black folks, believe them. It was a psychiatrist by the name of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. She created the Cress theory of color confrontation and racism. She was telling us about it. Dr. Chancellor Williams was telling us about it, the destruction of black civilization. It was Dr. Henry Clark, he was telling us about it. He was telling us about our Messiah has been black from day one. Also, Sheikh Anton Diop was telling us about it, telling us about Yeshua being black. J.A. Rogers was telling us Yeshua was being black. Dr. Ben Yohanan was telling us that Yeshua was black. We have all of these black historians that have been telling us this. They have written books on it. But now blacks are getting very excited because we're now hearing for the first time or seeing pictures and paintings of black Messiah, and now we're believing everything that Putin has said. And even now China is trying to jump in on it as well. Why is that? It proves that blacks only believe it's true when the white man says that it's true. When in fact, black historians have been telling us this same truth for centuries, but we would not believe the black historians. It proves that it's only true when the white man says it's true. I believe we're still under the indoctrination of white supremacist system. We're still under the caste system of white superiority. We're still dangling with jingoism. We're still in the process of trying to detoxify our minds so we can see clearly of who we are and where we are. We're still going through the cognitive fog. Everything is fogged up with some of us because it ain't true until the white man says it's true. So we're still plowing through the fog. We're plowing through because we can't see clearly. Our minds have been brainwashed for centuries. And now the white man comes out to give us a carrot. And many of us are going crazy to find out that Yeshua Messiah, a black man. You see, I'm a black historian and been doing this for the last 35, 40 years. And even to this day, I still run into black folks that are shocked when I tell them about their history. Why? Because it doesn't sound true when it's coming from me. But when it's coming from a Caucasoid, when it's coming from a European, when it's coming from the European system of white supremacy, our tendency is to believe everything they tell us. When your own black brothers and sisters have been telling you this for the last 400 or 500 years. It's important to point that out because the question is still true. Why now, Putin? Why would you release this information now? Why would you put on the screen Black Jesus and all of these black folks that came from the time of Christ? Why now? Why has this been hidden in the vault for 2,000 years? Why Yeshua Messiah has been locked up in your vaults for 2,000 years, and now you want to bring him out as to say that Yeshua Messiah is black? The question is, what do Putin want? What do all the rest of them over in Europe want? What do the Vatican want? Why now? You've been lying to the world for the last 2,000 years. Why now do you want to tell the truth? What's in it for Putin? What's in it for China? What's in it for Germany? What's in it for all of the European nations? What's in it for them? It's not just for us. They've been lying and hiding for the last 2,000 years. All of a sudden now they want to show you pictures of the Black Messiah. What's going to change? I'm going to suggest to you this. The reason why they are releasing it now because Russia wants something from Africa. Russia wants to get in with Africa. This is the overlay for the underplay. Russia want to get in with Africa, gain sympathy for Africa. And Russia has been doing this since the time of colonialism, trying to come across as good cop, trying to come across as we like Africans. But in the end result, Russia wants to come over to take over Africa, as many of the nation states as possible. Again, the overlay for the underplay. Why now, Russia? Why now, Putin? When blacks have been screaming this, black historians have been saying this for centuries. Why now, Putin? Russia wants something from Africa and from African Americans and from the diaspora worldwide. Russia wants sympathy. Russia wants favor with the blacks on the continent and with the black Africans throughout the diaspora. And the only way Russia feels that she can get that is by sympathizing with us, is by patting us on the head, giving us something that we already know, so that we can see Russia favorably. And there are many Africans over there right now still see Russia as an ally, not knowing that Russia is doing the overplay for the underplay, the overplay for the underplay. Russia want land mass. Russia want mines. Russia want cobalt. Russia want us to think that they are with us when they're coming over to destroy us. Now, it may not take place right away, but you got to get in to fit in. So one way to do that, since Russia knows that we are a religious people, since Russia knows that we are a spiritual people, not religious, but spiritual people, Russia knows how to tap into our heart. And how do you tap into our heart? Is to show us a black Messiah. But why were you hiding it for 2,000 years? Because the time is right. Russia know that a war is coming to America. Russia know that Russia is going to need all the help she can with black Africans as well as black Americans and those black throughout the diaspora. So I say, unto the blacks on the continent of Africa, the 54 nations, soon to be 55, we must check ourselves to make sure that we're not being tricked, that we're not being played by releasing a picture or releasing paintings of the Black Messiah to gain favor with us so they can come in and do what they always wanted to do. So we must be careful. We must understand that everything that Russia has put out, black historians have been saying it for centuries. Why now, Putin? Why now, China? Why now, Russia? And why now, all of the other European nations? Why now? I'll tell you now, because Russia wants something from the continent of Africa, as well as from black Africans throughout all of the diaspora. United States, the Caribbean islands, Haiti, wherever there's blacks, we will be attacked. And wherever there's black, Russia wants our support. And this is nothing but landmines and traps. I trust you can believe it. I trust you can receive it. And don't be fooled by the hype. This is the overlay for the underplay that Russia is going to be playing on the continent of Africa very soon. I trust you can believe it and receive it. God bless you. God keep you until next time.